Hello, welcome to Mainline Baits, Carp Fishing TV, where today I'm going to give you an in-depth look into our dedicated range of food source baits. So let's get started. Okay, the dedicated food source range is groups of baits that are designed to complement each other and allow you to deliver that food source flavour with consistency within your approach, even if you're starting to vary your tactics at different points through the year. Now, within the food source range, we've got the cell flavour, the essential cell flavour, we've got the link, and then we've got the bait that I'm profiling here today, the new flavour to join that list of baits, and that's the ISO fish. Now, I've got a bag of boilies in my hand, and that's because the primary bait of any of these food source ranges is the boilies. Within the boilies, there's two types. You have a shelf life bait, like the one I've got here in my hand, and then you've also got a freezer bait as well. Now, the difference between the two is they're made with the same food source ingredients, a list of highly nutritional and digestible fish meals, attractors and palatants, mixed with an activated liquid. And what that means is as soon as you put one of these boilies in the water, that activator is triggered by the water. The boilie then does what it does best, release all that food source flavour out into the water column, attracting fish in. Now, like I say, you've got two types, shelf life freezer bait. Freezer bait, as the name suggests, you need to store them in a freezer to keep them fresh until you're ready to fish. And with the shelf life, these have been given a small amount of preservative, but then air dried through a special system that gives them a shelf life. It means that as long as you keep these in a cool place, away from direct sunlight, then they'll keep as long as the shelf life label that's on the back of the bag tells you, but you'll use them well before then. Now, both of these types of boilies, they come in 4 different sizes. You've got 10mm, 15mm, 18mm and 20mm sizes. And then you can purchase these boilies in different size bags. When it comes to the shelf life, you've got 1 kilo and 5 kilo bags. And then with the freezer baits, you can buy the boilies in a 1 kilo bag, a 5 kilo bag, and if you want to stock up your freezer, or perhaps you're going off on a trip to France, they're available in a 10 kilo bag. Okay, so we've spoken about the boilies, and the next product I want to talk to you about is this one, the Response Pellets. Again, they're flavoured in the food source flavours, so you've got a cell, an essential cell, a link, and this one here, the ISO fish flavour. The pellets come in 2 different size bags. I've got the 1 kilo bag here, but there's also a 5 kilo bulk bag, and the pellet itself is measured at 5mm in size. Now, this pellet, bit of an unsung hero really for me, because it has so many uses. Firstly, it's brilliant for bulking out your feed. If you're fishing on a budget and you haven't got the money to put kilos and kilos of boilies in, you can add some of these. They're going to give off the same flavour, the same food source when they break down. Brilliant for bulking out your feed. But of course, they make a brilliant feed in their own right. Again, they're just going to carpet feed the lake bed, break down, giving off all that fantastic attraction. And with any pellet, of course, they're brilliant for using within PVA bags, presentations like that, or even doing what I'm going to do now and add a bit to my boilie mix. Next up, we've got a couple of powdered baits for you, i.e. the high impact ground bait, which utilises a mix of crushed particles, proteins and fibre to give you a mix that you can add a little bit of lake water to, maybe further boost with a liquid attractor, and then you can ball that up. It can be then hand balled out into the lake, catapulted, and of course you can use this on the method feeder. But you can also use your ground bait in any spod mix, any mix of bait like that, to further boost the attraction of that bait by having small little particles that are going to go up and down through the water column, pulling those fish in. Now, just like all the other baits in the dedicated range, they're available in the cell, essential cell, the link and the ISO fish flavour, and the ground bait, it comes in a 2 kilo bag. In addition to the ground bait, we've also got a stick and bag mix, very similar in makeup to the ground bait, but this mix is more suited, as the name suggests, to using in sticks and PVA bags. So very easy to use when making up high attract PVA sticks. Perhaps add some of the Response pellets that we just looked at, a liquid attractor, and then you can just tie them up in your PVA stick, have it on your terminal tackle, gives you that nice little parcel of attraction right down by the hook bait. Just like the ground bait, again, essential sale, the link, and ISO fish flavours in the stick and bag mix, which comes in a 1 kilo bag. Well, check this one out. Taking on the baits that I've been talking to you about, a little mix of ISO fish, boilies, different sizes, some Response pellets, a little bit of the ground bait, just to add a little bit of fine particle attraction going out through the water column. And one last product in that mix, the one that I'm going to talk to you about next, and that was a liquid. Okay, to further enhance the attraction of the food source baits, we've got a couple of liquids. The first one that I'm going to show you needs no introduction really, and that's the Smart liquid. Again, these are available in all the flavours that I keep mentioning, and with this liquid, for me, I would class this as a coating liquid. It's great for putting over boilies and pellets, and it's also PVA friendly. So one trick that I like to do is just to add a little bit of this to the outside of my solid PVA bags. But it's once this liquid gets in the water is when it does its thing. It's got a unique reaction where initially it spreads along the lake bed and actually impregnates the lake bed, but then it also sends up fatty acids and aminos to the surface, which continue to travel up and down the water column. It's an absolutely fantastic liquid. One reason that I like using it so much is that if you've got a spot going and the fish are feeding quite hard on it, they might even be clearing it out. This liquid actually, because it's impregnating the lake bed, it's still giving off a food signal on that area, even though there's no bait there. And that might be all you need to get your rod clipped back up, get back out a little bit more bait, and you're still holding them fish in the area. The second liquid that I'm going to talk to you about is the stick mix liquid. As the name suggests, this perfectly matches up with using ground baits or the stick and bag mix when making small PVA presentations. Just mix a little bit in with the stick and bag mix, allow that powder to absorb the liquid, and then you're ready to tie up small sticks that you can then add to your terminal tackle. And again, you're adding that little bit of attraction around your hook bait. Just like the Smart liquid, it's available in all the flavours that we've been mentioning throughout this video. So there you go, a couple of great liquids with a multitude of uses, from coating your boilies, PVA presentations, right through to mixing in with your spod mix to supercharge the attraction of that bait. To complete the dedicated food source range, of course, we've got an extensive list of hook baits. They're available in all the flavours that I've been speaking about throughout this video, so sail, essential sail, link, and the ISO fish. And then you'll find that there's every type of hook bait available to you. So you've got wafters in match the hash style in both round and dumbbell shapes, and then you've also got wafters in fluoro colours of pink, yellow and white, and again they're available in round and dumbbell shaped hook baits. You've also got match the hatch pop-ups, and you've also got fluoro pop-ups with the super buoyant range available in pink, yellow and white hook baits. Everything that you could possibly need for any type of tactic, any approach and any fishing situation that you might face. So to sum up, I want to leave you with one rather important point about the dedicated food source range. Yes, I've talked to you about boilies, pellets, ground baits, liquids and hook baits. But what's most important with this dedicated range is your confidence. You can fish in the warmer months over a big bed of boilies, but then when you get to the colder months and you might be fishing just a little PVA stick or even just a single hook bait, you can still continue using the same flavour that you was confident on in the better months of the year. And that is vitally important. It gives you consistency within your approach. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope next time you visit your local mainline stockist, you've got a little bit more understanding about what you're seeing on the shelves. And if you've got any questions about anything that we've spoken about today, please leave them in the comments below. I'll do my very best to answer them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit hit that notification button so you know when our next video is coming out, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.